know. We are thrilled to be here at SubCat, this beautiful facility down here in Armory Square for this year's project. So I'll tell you a little bit more about the guitar and some other things a bit later. This is a live stream, though, is free to watch. We're very happy that you're joining us here for this. Donations are welcome to support the artists and support the project, which is really a labor of love on the part of Dave Adams and everybody around the world who contributes to this project. So I want to just show, before we get to our first songwriter, I want to just show a video. Many of you in central New York will be familiar with Jack Bacchino, who was an incredible photographer, friend to the music scene, such a supporter of local music that the Sammy Awards named the Spirit of the Sammys Award after Jack. And Jack passed away in March, and but he was a huge part of the acoustic guitar project leading up through last year. For the first 6 years of the project, he photographed everybody, all 35 acts. And so what we wanted to do just to kick off tonight is to show a video that I put together that shows all of Jack's photography. And the song that goes with it is called 21 Rounds, and it's by Mike Powell, written for the project a few years ago. And so this goes out to Jack from all of us, all your friends. We miss you, and still feel Jack's presence in the project. So let's roll.
Lightning strikes deep into the ocean, and all the people, well, they get burned by the light. They said I knew this day was coming, I just didn't know it was coming tonight. And the waiting rooms start welling up with water from the eyes of a mother's only dream. They said his train is hardly running, mama, I'm afraid he's losing steam. The flag gets folded neatly now forever, gets buried with that boy that's underground. The mother's hands, well, they start to sweat and shiver when she hears 21 rounds. 21 rounds, they echo through the canyon, can you hear them now? The big black cloud is bursting and it's raining down all over me. 21 rounds, they'll rock you in the heart and they'll make the tears come out. He lived the life he had and he made it count. 50 stars, 13 stripes, 21 rounds. The fog floats there heavy in the valley, and the flag hangs on the pole at half the height. And below the lonely soldier's stone shines and flickers, yeah, in the cemetery light. She sits there by the stone at night for breakfast and tries to unscramble the eggs. She folds her fingers and she asks him for a reason. She starts to feel the weakness in her legs. 'Cause mothers, well, they were born to raise their babies, and it breaks them when they have to lay them down. She smiles at her neighbor through the windshield. She cries the whole way back home from town. 21 rounds, they echo through the canyon. Can you hear them now? The big black cloud is bursting and it's raining down all over me. 21 rounds, they'll rock you in the heart and they'll make the tears come out. He lived the life he had and he made it count. 50 stars, 13 stripes, and 21 rounds. 21 rounds. 21 rounds. 21 rounds. 21 rounds. And then somewhere in the night, through the ceiling fan light, the mother heard the voice of her baby. He said, "Don't be sad I had to go. I'm not alone up here, you know. I'm with all the friends I made in the Navy. I'm proud of how you've done and the woman that you've become. And the morning light's gonna bring a brand new day. So don't let the sadness start, 'cause there's a hero in your heart, and I'll protect you the rest of the way." Lightning strikes deep into the ocean, and all the people, well, they get burnt by the light. I knew this day was coming, I just didn't know it was coming tonight.
Hi, I'm Ella. This is The Divide. In a world where we feel so separated, peace can be hard to find. In a world where everybody is shouting their own beliefs, it's easy to act so blind. We need to learn how to fight with love and vanish all the hate that's hurting and breaking us apart. Let us unite and open our eyes to see each other's heart. the divide. In a world that's competing over power and money, the ones in need are thrown aside. In a world that on how we're destroying the great land we all call home. We need to learn how to fight with love and vanish all the hate that's hurting and breaking us apart. Let us unite and open our eyes to see each other's hearts and close the divide. We need to learn how to fight with love and vanish all the hate that's hurting and breaking us apart. Let us unite and open our eyes to see each other's hearts and close the divide. I hope you're doing okay. I'm wrapped in your sweatshirt, wiping my tears away. I hope you know that I love you. I'm fighting the urge to make this call go through. When will the day come that I'm free of the pain? And I'll be able to go outside and be cleansed by the rain. One day I hope we'll reconnect and talk about the nights we never slept. One thing that's been helping me stand is imagining that I'm holding your hand. When will the day come that I'm free of the pain? and I'll be able to go outside and be cleansed by the rain. One day we'll both look back and be amazed at how far we've come, even though things changed. When will the day come that I'm free of the pain? And I'll be able to go outside and be cleansed by the rain.
Yeah. All right, so that was Ella Drotar. So Ella, can you hear me hopefully here?
Yeah, I can.
All right, sounded fantastic. So Ella, if I could just ask you a few questions, that would be great. Need to grab the guitar, I know, to get it over to our next performer, so we'll just hand that over now. That works. So Ella, I know you have a lot of music in your family. I know your dad plays drums in some bands. So was that a big part of what got you started in music, was just having a lot of music being played around the house?
Definitely. I've been surrounded by music my whole life. Many people in my family play many different instruments, and I just kind of felt like I wanted to be a part of that too.
So when did you wind up with guitar specifically in your hands?
About 3 years ago, I started taking lessons, and then about a year after that, I started writing my own songs because I wanted to, get my words out and be able to share it with people.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you about the guitar teaching because I noticed when you're playing, you're exploring around the neck a lot. You're getting out of some of the standard stuff that people often start out with. So you've had a good teacher. So how have you been learning?
I've been taking lessons from Dave Brown, and, when COVID hit, I had to stop taking lessons, but I've been exploring a lot around the guitar by myself over quarantine, so it gave me a lot of time to experiment and find new things.
Great. Yeah, so are there any artists in particular that you feel like lit a fire under you to start writing songs?
I don't think there's anyone in particular, but I listen to country to classic rock to indie pop, so there's a lot of influences that I have.
Mm-hmm. I know you mentioned before that when you're in the video that you made for the project talking about your song, that there were, artists who had signed the guitar, people whose music you've heard and admired. Are there particular local songwriters that you would call out as some that have inspired you to make music yourself?
Jess Novak, Mike Powell. Actually, Mike Powell, I saw him at a Storytellers gig when was the night that I started writing my first song, so that experience really inspired me to create my own things.
Oh, great. Well, Jess Novak and Mike Powell both have been part of the Acoustic Guitar Project, of course. Do you have any, so if people are interested in hearing more music by you, are there places where they can go and find that?
I have a Facebook page and an Instagram account, Ella Drotar Music. I don't have anything out right now, but hopefully soon.
That's great. All right. Well, thanks so much, Ella. Great set. And we're going to move along to our next songwriter. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So from there, the next stop for the project guitar was with Emalee Herrington, who lives up north in Oswego County and is 17 years old. And so I'm going to turn it over to Emalee to play her set now, and then we're going to chat a little bit afterwards as well. So here's Emalee Herrington.
Hop in the car, press on the gas. We'll drive for miles and we'll go too fast. We drive for hours, watching the light. We'll watch the sky turn from day to night. They can't try to stop us, can't slow us down. Don't know what we're doing, but we'll own this town, we'll own this town. 'Cause we're 19 with no ambition to grow up, told we've gotta figure it out and grow up, but we're stuck on being young, never settling down. Stuck on teenage love, always getting around. So tonight, raise them up like we're 21. Sneaking around, do what we need, then make it home before we get caught. IDs with fake names to get what we need, not fit the mold they want to see. They can't try to stop us, can't slow us down. Don't know what we're doing, but we'll own this town, we'll own this town. 'Cause we're 19 with no ambition to grow up, told we've gotta figure it out and grow up, but we're stuck on being young, never settling down. Stuck on teenage love, always getting around. So tonight, raise them up like we're 21. 'Cause we're 19 with no ambition to grow up, told we've gotta figure it out and grow up, 'cause we're stuck on being young, never settling down. Stuck on teenage love, always getting around. But tonight, raise them up like we're 21. Like we're 21. 'Cause we're 19 with no ambition to grow up, don't grow up. You can buy me a drink if you're gonna call me pretty. Don't make me think you really need me, 'cause I just came here for some fun and you're trying to take me away. I'll let you call me pretty if you keep buying me drinks. Put on my high tops, slip on the dress.
Grace, can you
I
hear
don't
me?
have time to do my hair, so I'll call myself a hot mess. Forget the makeup, it's all gonna wash away. Then I'll head down to the bar to see who I can play. Buy me a drink. If you're gonna call me pretty, don't make me think you really need me. 'Cause I just came here for some fun and you're trying to take me away. I'll let you call me pretty if you keep buying me drinks. Hey bartender, add it to his tab. I'll keep making my small talk and he'll keep falling into my trap. And when he leaves, I'll find a new guy. 'Cause I can get what I want and forget the rest of the night. Buy me a drink. If you're gonna call me pretty, don't make me think you really need me. 'Cause I just came here for some fun and you're trying to take me away. I'll let you call me pretty if you keep buying me drinks. And when the night is done, I'll go home alone. But I'll be back tomorrow to start down at square one. Tell them to buy me a drink. If they're gonna call me pretty, don't make me think you really need me. 'Cause I just came here for some fun and you're trying to take me away. I'll let you call me pretty if you keep buying me drinks. I'll let you call me pretty if you keep buying me drinks.
All right, Emalee, can you hear me in there?
I can.
All right, great. Sounded great.
Thank
so,
you.
Yeah, I'd love to just, as we pass the guitar over for our next performer. So I just wanted to ask you a little bit. So I initially connected with you through another previous project songwriter, Gina Holsopple. So Gina is a musician teacher that you've worked with on songwriting before, right?
Yeah, she taught me really how to write songs and how to play the guitar, actually.
Oh, wow. That's great. So I read that sounded like you were up on stage singing at an extremely young age. Is that right?
Yes, I was.
So what, tell us about that.
So when I was young, I would sing, and my parents kind of noticed that I was learning lyrics very quickly. So when I was 8, they put me in the county fair competition, and I moved on to the state level, and so that kind of just inspired me, and ever since then, I've been singing on stage.
Yeah. So were there particular artists that just made you want to put your own songs out there?
I used to get a lot of my inspiration from Miranda Lambert. I always grew up listening to country music, and she was by far one of my favorites. So then I started seeing that other local musicians were kind of putting out their albums. So I decided I want to write my own. And last December I did, and I released Plans Change, which was my first album.
That's great. And that is, I believe, up on Spotify and out in places like that, right?
It is. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. It's on a lot of different platforms.
Mm-hmm. The thing I noticed, something that I read about you, it looked like you've done a lot with tying your music making to charity. With kids, right?
Yep.
So tell us about that project a little bit.
In 2012, I started my own nonprofit organization called Emalee's Musical Medicine. And so I record songs and send CDs to kids who are going through chemotherapy because music helps with chemotherapy. So I wanted to do my part, and I wanted to make them smile and make them happy. And so I figured, why not use my music to do that? So I've been working with the Keys program very closely. And they help me, get the outreach and reach out to kids who need the music, and so I can share that with them.
Wow, that's fantastic. So where can people go to hear more? Well, they can hear your EP on Spotify and elsewhere online. Is there a website, a place that's the best place for people to go if they want to find out more about your music?
If you want to find out more about my music, you can go to Facebook, just Emalee Herrington, and Instagram is Emalee Herrington Music. So that's where I post. I post a lot of my, my upcoming shows and basically just stay up to date with what I'm doing. And I also release like little sneak peeks of songs I'm writing because I'm actually working on a new album.
Oh, wow. So you're 17, right? So
I am,
are you
yeah.
thinking about next steps with music? Are you thinking about continuing to study music in these coming years?
I want to go to school for education. So I'm thinking maybe I might be able to do something with a music teacher or something like that where I can still do my music, but also pursue a career.
Great. Well, thanks so much. It's great to hear you again. Once again, that's Emalee Herrington and our second songwriter for the project. So on that note, we are going to go to our next stop for the project. The guitar went to Grace Krichbaum, who's from here and grew up, I believe, up in North Syracuse area, if I'm getting that right, and is a senior at SU now, studying music. So we'll talk a little bit about that after she plays her songs, but turning it over now to Grace Krichbaum.
Hi, my name is Grace. I'm going to be playing my song that I wrote for the acoustic guitar project called Joni. I hope you like it. It's hard to be honest with myself when I know you aren't here. And the records on the shelf are dating me beyond my years. Without sending you a picture. Everything I'm doing, it's good, but I know you'd make it better. I wanna show you every sweet thing I've ever seen. Got the full moon above us and always with me. Looking at the sky on a drive last night, it was then I knew that I understood when Joni said I could drink a case of you. I pretend to know I'm too old for superstitions. When really I can't help but believe that it happened for a reason. When everything moves slow and the time is slipping through our fingers. I could be convinced that our days pass by as hours. Ooh, I wanna show you every sweet thing I've ever seen. Got the full moon above us and always with me. Looking at the sky on a drive last night, it was then I knew that I understood when Joni said I could drink a case of you. I wanna show you every sweet thing I've ever seen. Got the full moon above us. All right, now I'm gonna play another original for you called Last Winter. I'm just gonna tune up a little bit. Bear with me. Sorry about that. All right. This song is called Last Winter. Okay. In the morning, I ride the bus past the cemetery. I memorize the names, they echo in my brain, and I think about them every day. Maybe in the spring I'll take a walk around, oh, maybe in the spring. Hear the church bells ring. Try to feel something. These walls are feeling thin. Cold air keeps on getting in, and I can hear my upstairs neighbor when he laughs. A mark drawn on my skin. My best friend cried at the party again, and I was talking her down on the sidewalk when you called to say you like my hair better this way, even if you think it means I've changed. Wish that was the case. 'Cause I still feel the same. cops drove by us drinking twice, and you were holding my hand in the street. You told me to look at the moon. It's following our every move behind the go-go boots hanging from the power lines. So much of me still lives on your old bedroom floor, where we used to fall asleep. You handed me a book, a favorite from some class you took. I turned the pages for you while you read, and it felt like we were happy. But maybe last winter meant too much to me.
All right, so that was Grace Krichbaum. Hi, Grace.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, as I mentioned, a senior here at Syracuse and studying music and voice. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So, what are you doing with your? What specifically are you digging into in school with that?
So I study jazz and commercial voice at Syracuse. So I end up doing a lot of jazz stuff actually at school, which is pretty cool because it's not what I do on my own. So I kind of really dig into that at school.
So I got to ask you, since your song, well, of course your song is called Joni, your project song, and that line about the records on the shelf are dating me beyond my years. So is that the case for you, that you listen to a lot of music from decades past, that's inspired you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm into a lot of old music. I mean, I obviously wrote that song about Joni Mitchell, but when I think about my record shelf, I really like Simon and Garfunkel, Fleetwood Mac, the Roaches, stuff like that. I'm really into it.
So how did you find those artists growing up?
I don't know. I mean, my parents for sure. They kind of put me on to Fleetwood Mac, and then from there, just a bunch of other great songwriters kind of came in. But I would thank my parents for putting me on to good music.
Mm-hmm. And how did you initially start playing guitar and writing songs?
I don't know. I just really didn't like sports. So then I was like, well, I need to do something. And I had always loved music, but I had no idea I could really sing. And then I asked for a guitar for Christmas, and I was lucky enough to get one.
What age are you talking about?
I was like 14, I think, at this age. And then once I started playing guitar, I was like, well, I got to sing with it. And then I never stopped singing after that, ever. But I didn't know. I didn't know what my thing was until I opened my mouth, and then I was like, thank God. Finally, I wasn't good at sports, so.
And you started writing very soon after starting to learn to play?
Yeah, it just kind of all started at that same time, and it's been music every day. It's been like a serious love affair ever since.
I have to ask too, since you sang the song for Joni, and one of her trademarks of her music is, of course, using different tunings on the guitar, and your first song was in a different tuning. So is she an artist who steered you in that direction at all?
Her definitely, and also Phoebe Bridgers, who's a more modern artist. She kind of does that, and it honestly helps me because I'm not so great at guitar. I don't know, it's just easier for me to play in open tunings, and I think it sounds fuller when I'm just like alone. And of course, I'm like the high maintenance person that has to play in an open tuning and then try to tune it back to standard, and it's kind of out of tune, but it's just easier for me and it works.
So I should mention that our last songwriter up, Nate Glyn, is somebody you've actually worked with, right? You've written with?
Yeah.
Written songs with him?
Yeah, we've known each other for years because we went to high school together, and we were just some of the kids that were writing. Now going to Syracuse, I know a lot more people that make music, and I'm more connected with that. But we were some of the only ones in high school that had each other, and we were just always making stuff.
That's great. Well, so you're a senior. You'll be graduating in the spring. Studying music. What are you thinking? Where are you hoping that you go from here?
God, I don't know. I mean, if this wasn't going to be hard enough without a global pandemic, it's harder now. So hopefully, I just want to work in the industry. I'm hoping to work at maybe a label. I don't know. I want to work in A&R, but I'm also really open to do literally anything that will pay me in the music industry at this point.
Well, one way to look at it is, all the rules about how things are done are kind of out of the window, and there's opportunity in that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping that in some way my horizon will open up.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, once again, Grace Krichbaum. And Grace, where can people find music by you or find out more about you?
I have a SoundCloud. You can look me up at Grace Krichbaum, but probably follow my Instagram at Graceatha17. And then also you can follow my band's Instagram at Shaw Alcove. We're going to be putting out music very, very soon, and you can find updates for that.
Great. All right. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
We are going to, before our next songwriter, slip one other song in here. And that is the song that I wrote for the project in the very first year. So quite a few of the songs that have been created for this project have wound up on CDs that people have released. So I finally just got to recording and releasing my project song, and recorded it in kind of unusual circumstances this summer with the band outside in the garden with the chickens in the background. And so I just put it out, and it just came out this week on all the platforms. So just wanted to share the video of you and of the song.
Cool, I
and
didn't know if...
And
I was like, I figure he's
so
definitely not talking to me, but I don't
in the spirit of the project, where you record your song live with no editing.
Thanks, I
this
totally
also
flopped.
is a straight up live recording of the band playing outside. So this is Wendy Sassafras Ramsey on the harmony vocals. She's also a project songwriter. Josh DeCaney on the percussion kit, and Jason Fridley on the bass. And the song's called Till I'm Alone with You. I'm sending a song to you, light as a star. Follow the river bend to where you are. Out in the breathing dark, I'm lost in the sound. This is the nearest thing to having you around. Till I'm alone with you. Till I'm alone. Till I'm alone with you again. With you again. Taking the time to see and to understand. Under the cracks in me is a solid man. I wanna lend my hand, and I wanna be true. Speak with the clearest words that will travel through. Till I'm alone with you. Till I'm alone. Till I'm alone with you again. With you again. me to the day when you join in. Join in. Till I'm alone with you again. Till I'm alone with you again. Till I'm alone with you again. All right, so that was Till I'm Alone With You, my project song, recorded with the band, Josh Giacchini, Jason Fridley, Wendy Ramsey. Should I mention, too, Jeremy Johnston was the engineer who managed to make that backyard session sound so good. Jeremy's done tons of work here at SubCat. So, yes, back to the project now. Oh, one other thing that I should mention. Earlier, we looked at the project photography of Jack Bacchino from the first 6 years of the project, and want to give a shout out also to Tom Honan, who's another great friend of the music scene around here, promotes a lot of concerts, who actually took photographs of 3 of our artists this year. So thanks, Tom, for jumping in and capturing the project photos for this year. So the guitar's next stop is with Kyle Micho, who is just graduated this year from Syracuse, and he is 22, right?
Yeah.
Nod if I get that right, Kyle.
You got it.
And I'll have him play his songs, and then we'll chat a little bit. So this is Kyle Micho. What a good dream. Everyone free, floating with me in the jet stream. There were patterns and lights, kaleidoscope kinds. And the night sky was burning with stars in the ocean. Rainbow sunbeam shot through the sky into my eyes. What a weird dream.
I could see everything suddenly. Then I woke up and laughed when I couldn't remember. Look around. Love surrounds you. On this cruise through the sea of setting suns, nowhere bound. You're not the only one. Look around. You're not the only one. Look around. Can't you see? You're part of everything. The cosmic song goes on, and you've got a chance to sing. One day you'll get where you wanna go if you want to. It's your life to make, you know. And ain't that a miracle? That was a song I wrote for the acoustic guitar project. It's called Cosmic Dream 116. The song's a little bit shorter. I wrote it a long time ago. It's about the morning. It's called AM. It's early morning, 6 a.m. You kept me up too late again. I don't seem to mind. The sun hits your eyes. You squeak out a yawn. We're both too tired to start the day. It's the weekend anyway. Love, cancel your plans. Ignore their demands. We'll sleep until dawn.
on a perfect afternoon, lying here right next to you. When you come around, your colors come out, they seep through your skin and into mine. Darling, the world can wait. I love when you keep me up late. I love when you keep me up late. If I'm dreaming, let me sleep my life away. Early evening, 4 p.m. I wake up to your face again. You smile when you sleep. Your colors, they seep straight into my heart. Darling, the world can wait. I love when you keep me up late. I love when you keep me up late.
All right, that was Kyle Micho. Great to see you and hear you,
Great
Kyle.
to see you too.
So I have known Kyle a few years, and I first encountered him in my own through my own teaching at SU.
Yeah.
I teach courses on songwriting and creative writing over there, and met Kyle that way, and was so impressed with his writing, and so
thanks.
it's been a cool thing to reconnect and have part of this project. So I believe you have some ties to some former project songwriters too, right? Like Todd Hoban and
Oh, yeah.
maybe Bob Halligan Jr.
Oh,
as well.
Yeah.
So what are your connections there?
Well, Todd saw me playing at a music festival when I was very young. Well, younger than now. I was 15 or 16. And we became friends through that. He's got a studio in Baldwinsville, and my friend Shane worked there too, and I had some other friends who were in the same circle, and so through Todd I was able to record some stuff there and become friends with his whole family, and I'm grateful for everything he's done for me. And actually I met Nate in Todd's studio too in one of those years. And then Bob was running the student record label I was on when I was at Syracuse. And he is a big Beatles fan like me. And I walked in that first day with my Beatles shirt on. And since then, it's been good.
Yeah, so Bob until recently, just a couple of years ago, was teaching songwriting at Syracuse as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both Bob and Todd wrote great songs for the project. So you mentioned the Beatles. You have such interesting chords, interesting harmonies in your songs. I'm wondering what maybe are some of your sources of that, sources of where you think you got your kind of harmonic vocabulary from.
Oh yeah, I rip it straight from the Beatles. Everything's taken right from it. No, well, I'm just a product of everything that's come in. And they're one of the main ones. They're some of the best ones, best songwriters out there. I love Bob Dylan, The Velvet Underground, Elliott Smith.
I was thinking Elliott Smith because he was a real genius with chords and melody too.
Yeah, melody's everything, and chords don't hurt.
So how old were you when you started playing guitar and writing songs?
Well, I was 10 or 11 years old, and I was out with my birthday money buying Lego sets at Target, and I couldn't find one that I liked. But I had my birthday money, it was Target gift cards, and my mom pointed to this guitar that was there, really cheap guitar, and said, you should think about getting this. And I was like, oh no, I don't have any interest in that, or I don't want to do that. But I did. I think it came with a free subscription to Rolling Stone for a year, so that might be why I got it. And I started writing weirdly before I knew how to play, because I had the songs. I was hearing the songs. I just didn't have a way to play them until eventually I learned.
Wow. So if you'd gotten a Lego set, you would have been in the architecture school, and it
Oh,
all would have been different.
Oh, it would have been so good. It would have been the best legendary Lego builder. But I blew it. I blew it, Jeff, and now here I am.
So you, so what was your degree from SUN? You just graduated in the spring?
It was screenwriting. It was basically a 4-year practice in storytelling, and I got to travel. I got to live in New York City and London and LA for 3 months each when I was in college. That was really really helped fundamentally shape where I've gotten to now. The degree was more of a space for practice and kind of like an introduction of structure that's used now, It was kind of like a parallel thing that I was doing the songwriting thing, but on another track I was doing that too, and I got to do all of it at once, and it made my perspective that much wider.
And you hoping to stay on that path, or that dual path? And I can certainly relate to the writing and music dual path, since that's what I do.
Yeah, I know that. Whatever comes out, I'm just trying to be fully present in every moment that happens, and listen to myself, and trust what's going on. And that's it.
And heading west.
Yeah.
At some point?
Hopefully.
When it's possible
it's not up
head
to me.
places again?
It's up to some other people, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully soon. All
right. So I know you've got a fair amount of music that's out there and various platforms. So where can people find your music?
Spotify, Apple Music, maybe in a CD in your grandma's basement. Probably not there. No, I've got some new music coming out soon, hopefully, and it'll all be on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, you name it. There'll probably be new ones by the time it's out.
All right, and is that close? Coming soon?
Oh, I hope so, Jeff. This year's been so crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, present moment.
Yes.
We'll see. It'll come when it comes, and it'll be
the attitude I think
just the right time
to take.
Yeah.
It's been the year of figuring it out at the last minute.
Oh yeah.
For everything.
Yeah.
So all right, great. Well, good to have you here. Thanks for playing. This is
thanks for having me
again, Kyle Micho.
Thank you.
All right, so we have one more songwriter set to perform here, and but I want to take a moment first to give a big thanks to sponsor of tonight's show, Ish Guitars, a really hip instrument store that was in Armory Square, but actually just recent months has moved over to Teal Avenue here in Syracuse, a bigger space, got a great selection of instruments, and so appreciate their jumping on board to help us make it happen in this beautiful space, SubCat Studios here. So thank you to Ish Guitars. And the other thing I just gotta tell you about before our last songwriter comes on is the guitar itself. I don't think I've gotten to that yet. So it's called a Minor Bird Musical Instruments. A guy down in Maryland built the guitar. He made a set of them and donated them to projects in a bunch of different cities, including San Francisco and some other places. But we were fortunate to get one here. It's a really unusual, it's a beautiful guitar. It has a little, I don't know if you can have seen on the camera, it has a little side port has a sound hole that's facing up toward the player, so you get this kind of nice low end kind of come up in your ear. The builder's very much dedicated to building with salvaged woods, sustainable woods, and this guitar, I believe it's cherry back and sides, if I'm remembering it right. So anyway, this whole project runs on volunteers and donations, and so Minor Bird Musical Instruments, kind enough to give us this beautiful guitar, which has now been circulating for 7 years and accumulating 40 songs. So onward to our last songwriter. This is Nate Glyn, who we were talking a little bit about with Grace. I guess they were pals growing up. Also a student at Syracuse, a junior, I believe, and studying music, and we chat a little bit about that. But let me turn it over to Nate Glyn.
Hi, everybody. This is the song that I wrote for the acoustic guitar project. It's called Hot Air Balloon. I have anxiety. I procrastinate. Feel like pretty relatable, but this is the song that I pretty much wrote about that, just what I was feeling. Besides, the euphoria of having this beautiful guitar in my possession for a week. This is the less obvious emotion that may come with. First my chest gets tight, then my head goes numb. Will you stay the night? I just need someone to make me feel like I can come on down from my hot air balloon. I'm running out of fuel. I feel like I might crash land soon. Promise me that everything will be normal by June. I don't wanna go to school and my whole life just feels like homework. I don't wanna fight, I just wanna do whatever I like. I know you do too. So why am I feeling so hopeless, crazy as a loon? And I'm feeling oh so blue with a fading silver spoon. If I hit the ground before I say goodbye to you, know that I'll be happy that my soul still lives in you. Enjoy the summer when my whole life feels like when a split and a paper cut. All my friends are gone now. Will you put me on now? Oh, I enjoy the summer when my whole life feels like when a split and a paper cut. All my friends are gone now. Will you put me on now? That one was called Hot Air Balloon. I don't know. Might put it out at some point, but it goes for this very well. This other one's a work in progress. Don't know what to call it. But, I don't know. It's short and sweet, I guess. Let's fall in love, if just for today. Let all of those feelings come into play. Even if fleeting, we can say that we tried to fall in love today, that we tried to fall in love today. Baby, I just wanna lie awake with you, make one from two, just say that you wanna fall in love today. So that one is that one. Thank you, yeah.
All right. Can you hear me in there, Nate?
Yep, hear you loud and clear.
All right, great. So as I mentioned, so you're at Syracuse, but you grew up. Did you live in the same town you went to school with Grace?
Yeah, we both went to CNS, Cicero North Syracuse, from a little ways up north.
Did you feel similarly to Grace that there were not that many people around that you could connect with who were doing music?
Yeah, that's definitely how I felt. I know she said that wasn't good at sports, didn't know what to be good at, and then music kind of just happened. Very similar.
At what age for you?
There was always a piano in my house growing up, and then I got a guitar when I was 12 from my uncle.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things, if people go and look up your music, you'll hear you've released a bunch of music which is very different than what you played here, with kind of more electronic sort of pop production. So you seem to have a lot of different sorts of interests. You're also, and I should mention, I heard Nate play in one of the showcases organized by my class over at Syracuse. So like last year maybe. But are you sort of drawn more in one direction or another toward like, or the acoustic thing or the production side of it? Or is it a mix that you really like?
It's really a little bit of everything. I know that a lot of my best electronic compositions started on a guitar, and like some of my best like full, it goes either way. It really just depends on how I'm feeling that day, that time in my life, what instruments I'm starting things on, if it's a guitar or piano. I moved out of my parents' house just recently, and there's a piano there, but now where I am now, there's not a piano, so writing on a piano less, but then that just forces me to write on a guitar or on a synth. Yeah.
Do you do much just sort of more laptop-based kind of fully electronic composing?
Depends on how lazy I'm feeling. If I feel like getting all the computer equipment set up and going, fine. If I feel like playing guitar that day and trying to write something there, record something more similar to what we did for this project with the Zoom recorder, that'll happen too. But yeah, I want to try as many different ways to compose and produce as possible, keep it interesting.
Yeah. So what have you been studying in music at Syracuse?
At Syracuse, I study sound recording technology, a lot of engineering, sound, music,
I also do jazz voice as my main instrument.
So do you see yourself, if you could choose, would you be more on the artist side or more on the production side, or again, both?
Yeah, I'd like to do as much of both as possible.
So has it been strange to be well, it's strange to be anywhere in 2020, but it has I think we were talking a little bit about some of the restrictions around singing and around music, being on campus. So what's it been like to study music at Syracuse this year?
It's been interesting. Much less time in the studios there, much more time spent on my laptop making music that way, just because it's a lot easier to do that. And then just using the studio when you need to use, the right mic that they have there. Mostly at Syracuse, the biggest difference has been the lack of house shows, because that was a whole culture, a whole scene that existed in the neighborhood there, and it's just gone now because you can't have gatherings, obviously. So
yeah. Well, hopefully in 2021 it will be back in some form.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where can people go to hear your music, find out more about you?
You can find anything with my music at nateglyn.com.
That's Glyn, right?
Glyn. NATEGLYN.com. All of my music is available for free download on my Bandcamp. And everything's on Spotify as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, once again, Nate Glyn, thanks so much for being part of the project. Great to hear you again.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right. And on that note, that is our music for the 2020 project. And it's just so cool, as always, to give this guitar to people and see what they are feeling, see what they write in any given week. And it's always, I think, a surprise to everybody. And it feels like a little bit of Christmas every time it comes back, and like there's a new song and a new signature. So I want to give a huge thanks to SubCat Studios for hosting us here in this amazing facility. We now have all these different rooms set up. So Ron, Keck, and everybody, Cody, TJ, everybody who's been working on making this happen, making it seamless. Thank you so much. We're lucky to have a place like this here in Syracuse. Once again, thanks to Ish Guitars for being a sponsor of the show tonight. And also to the Focus Project, just to acknowledge Focus's long history of hosting our concerts in the past, and hopefully in the future when we can have hundreds of people in a room again for live music, we'll be back. And then, of course, I want to thank the Acoustic Guitar Project, Dave Adams, for having this inspiration to this whole idea of making this happen and spreading it around the world and staying with it year after year and giving us a platform to do this on. And if you go to the acousticguitarproject.com, you can not only hear the 40 songs that have been created for the Syracuse project, but you can hear, I think it's over 1,000 songs out there in the world thanks to this project. And you can hear them from all over the world, and it's really amazing thing, and sung in all kinds of languages. So an incredible outburst of creativity thanks to the Acoustic Guitar Project. And thank you all for tuning in, supporting original music, supporting the project. We are all looking forward to the time when we can do this all in person, but this is a great way to make it happen in 2020. So thank you all for watching. I'm Jeffery Pepper Rodgers, and we will sign off from SubCat Studios here and see you around.